Yeah, hello everyone. It's 3-5 already, so let's start our session. Let others join in the meanwhile. So yeah, I hope you all are aware of me. I am Anshuman, your GDGIML lead for the session 2024-25. So first of all, we are here today for starting our sessions. We will be having around 6 to 7 sessions most probably, and we'll be covering all the basics. My approach will be very straightforward. We will go directly into the practical demonstrations because there is no need for us to learn who created artificial intelligence, why it was created. These all things are already there with us, right? What our responsibility is, how we take this technology to future, and how we create something or implement something which can be of any social benefits or which can be of some use to the society. So we'll directly come to the point. And today will be basically an introduction session. I'll just tell you why this is so important, and because you are part of this field and you will contribute to the, it means you are all eager to contribute in this field. So how this field can help you evolve, how this can, you can make some meaningful contributions to the society. We'll directly jump into that part. Okay. So firstly, I'll means we are here for to learn artificial intelligence, right? So behind everything, every purpose, there is something, right? There is some purpose behind everything. Why are we learning this? See, first of all, when you learn, okay, you will get the knowledge. Once you get the knowledge, you will apply your knowledge to the projects. A collection of such projects will help you to make your resume. Okay. Once your resume is ready, you will be ready for the first round of selection for any internship or any full-time opportunity. The resume is the first step. Okay. So once you are done with certain projects and you are practically ready with some knowledge of this particular field, you will be then ready for the first round of internships or any placements. Once you clear that round, again second round will demand your knowledge, because there either if there is a technical interview or a technical round to clear, you would need knowledge again. Once this process is completed, you are into the company. Again you have to learn the things by doing projects. Again you will get knowledge. Again you will go through the same iterative process. So I hope you all understand what the streamlined process is. You need to learn, you need to apply, and then you will just evolve and grow with time. So it's very the process is very fundamental. You have to go step by step. You shouldn't be too much worried by but just assuming that the field is too deep, or there is very there are many difficult things which you need to learn. There is nothing. It is as simple as you you take it as simple as you can. There is nothing in this. Just you need some kind of logic, some kind of logical understanding to get awareness of this field. Okay. So before starting anything, first of all, I would like to stress about that resume part. Okay. Because resume is the bridge between your learning and your and what you what you will be in the coming years. Because once you have built that resume, you have opportunities to apply for any internships or apply for any opportunities which you get, right? So that is a bridge between your learning and your learning, understanding, and what you work actually. Okay. So I'll show you how my resume looked like in the first year. Okay. So and how it looked like in the end of second year and how it is now. So you'll get idea and you will know what you have to do in the coming time. Because we in these sessions, 6 to 7 sessions, we will be getting clarity of what is artificial intelligence. Okay. What are the algorithms you need to learn, how it works internally, and how you can implement to build some meaningful projects. We'll learn all these things. But after learning these things, what you need to do, that is the main thing. If you don't have that motivation from the first, what the basic problem with everyone is, they lose interest while coming to the main part. In conventional learning, what is done is they are taught what is artificial intelligence, their history, their past, who created it, why it was created. We don't need to know all these things. Right now we have this technology and we have to take it forward in the future. We have this simple thing with us. So without going into all these things, we'll directly concentrate on the part which is required by us. So without wasting any time. So let me present my screen. I'll just show you. Is my screen visible?
Yeah, it's visible.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, thanks. So can you see the resume? Please respond with the mics, because I am in another screen, right? So I won't be able to see your means emojis or any reactions which you give. It will be better if you can just turn on the mic and just tell me yes or no. Or any doubts if you have in between, you can please ask me. So yeah, see, this is how my resume looked like at the end of first year. Okay, you can see these are the education details. I had only one project with me during that time. Okay. So since you are in a means those who are in the first year, I hope there are some students who are in first year now. So see, whatever you do, you have to means you need to have a resume with you every time, because that is the only thing which means if I want to know about you, how will I know? Because I haven't met with you personally, I don't know you personally. Your resume is the only source of information about you whenever and wherever you go. This is the first thing which you should understand. You should at least keep a rough resume with you ready every time, because whenever and wherever you apply, the first thing which will be asked is your resume. So see, I had only one project during that time. I had some certifications, one, two, three, four, five, six, some six, seven certifications, which I did just for knowledge gaining purpose during that time. And these were means my resume was mainly based on the achievements, the extracurricular activities, and the one project which I had done during my OOPS course. I guess the object oriented programming. That during that time I did this. Okay, so see, in a practical scenario, this resume has no value. If I want to apply for any fellowship or internship, this won't fetch me anything. Okay, but in first year you don't get many opportunities to apply for internships or full time opportunities, right? But you may apply for clubs, as you did apply to GTG or any other club which you want to go in, or means any scholarship or anything. Resume will always be asked for that. At least means before providing with you any opportunity or any reward, one will means need to assess your profile, right? Without assessing your profile, how will someone give you any opportunity or provide you with any benefits? So for that, you need to build a resume. So I would like to instruct the first years to get ready with such a kind means this type of resume. Whatever certifications you have done till now, whatever project, may it be small, big, large, any projects, you list it down, you keep those certifications ready. Whatever achievements you have achieved during your school years or now, anytime, list all those things and keep a resume ready with you, so that whenever it is required, you can just submit it. See, it has a very low chance that you get a fellowship opportunity from the very first year. But the one thing which you can do is you can keep applying. Once you keep applying, the thing which is highly required is you will get to know what the industry is demanding from you. Okay, because when you apply, you get rejected, you will get to know your mistakes, and you will get to know what you exactly need to do, so that you get that opportunity in the next year when you apply. I hope you are understanding. If you are understanding, you can just react, or you can just turn on your mic and say anything. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So okay. So this see, this is how my resume looked like in the first year. Now I'll go to how my resume looked in the middle of second year. You can say after the third semester. Okay. See, now my resume gradually evolved with many projects. Okay, you can see at the end of first year I had only one project. After the end of third semester, I had two more projects with me, and these were the certifications, these extracurricular activities, languages. If you compare both of these things in my resume now, these things are not there. These are never required in your resume. In a professional resume, these are never required. Okay, these things are gone. Certifications, too many certifications are never required, because certifications are never means credibility of your knowledge, because these can be achieved very easily also. If you just go on to any certification, you can just skip those parts, you can get on internet. Okay, and then you can just complete the certifications, and you can get the certificate very easily. So they are never so they never establish any credibility. The only thing which establishes any credibility is the projects you work on, because if you copy those projects also from any source such as GitHub or Kaggle or anything, in the interview round you will be asked about your projects, how you implemented it, what are the algorithms you used, how it internally works. If you won't be able to answer, the recruiter will very clearly know that you have copied or something, and he or she may reject you. Or if you are able to answer all the questions, you will be selected. So projects are the only source which can bring some sort of trust in the recruiter or the provider or anyone who is means giving providing you the opportunity. And once you have done certain projects, you will have means you if there is a chance of any, if you click on any opportunity, you will get some work experience. And that is the main thing. When you go for any industrial internship or any full-time opportunity, they assess you on the basis of how much of practical experience you have gained within the 3 years of BTech, or means within the 3 years of your university curriculum. Okay. Once you have some certain work experience in your resume, you are then ready to enter into any internship or any kind of full-time opportunity or any research fellowship you are going for, whatever that is. First thing is you need to have a complete resume. So what the thing which means was I improved from the first year to second year was the number of projects. I hope that is clear to you. I hope you have realized what is the importance of projects and how it can help you in your future. Okay. So now let's come to what my resume is now. See, this is how it is looking now. I have two work experiences, two main projects, okay, four certifications, three publications, and the technical skills which I have. This is how your resume should look like when you have entered your third year. Okay. Because see, the competition in this field, in the field of computer science in general, I'm saying it has become too much of adverse. Okay. Everyone is into web development, into app development, this, that, AIML. Everyone is just blindly going and chasing, but that won't work, because in industry, since you all are aware that whatever things we used to do manually before 6 5 6 years, if we needed to write a composition, we used to sit and think, and then we used to write down a composition. Now nothing is required. You just go to chat GPT, you just enter the name, the whole composition is given by the GPT itself. So whatever work we used to do manually 5 to 6 years back, everything is done automatically with the use of artificial intelligence. Okay. So you can also see that means a web if a web developer wants to, okay, build some front end, he used to sit and build the base of it. Nothing is required now. You just go to chat GPT, you ask it that you need a basic front end design, it will give you the code. Okay. Everything is automated by the use of artificial intelligence, and this in return, after 3 4 years, it will vanish half the jobs of this field. The only thing which will always be there is these AIML, these research things, and these all, because chat GPT or whatever LLM models or whatever DL models which are built, behind that certain kind of research is there, right? If there is no research, if there are no test and try implementations, you cannot build a model as big as chat GPT. because it is fed with millions and billions of data. Only because of that it gives you such accurate results and the results which you want. Okay, so this field will never vanish. This AI, ML, and data analytics field will always evolve. Okay, so I want every one of you to, if you are very eager in this field, pursue it to the complete depth of this field. Just don't implement it and implement certain things by using those Python libraries and leave it, because whatever you have implemented, the interviewer will ask the internal part of it. For example, let's say I'm sure you all of you are not aware of CNN's convolutional neural networks. I means I'll go through all these things in the later sessions, but for a basic example, I'll just see. This is I'll demonstrate it. This is means I had interned at ISRO during this summer. So I had employed CNNs to detect spatiotemporal features and Adam optimizer for optimizing the predictive model. So a recruiter has my CV. He has seen that I have specified I have used CNNs to detect any spatiotemporal features. What is the first thing he'll ask? He won't ask me how you implemented it. Oh, you are so great, you have implemented this. No, he will ask me what is CNN, what is the internal thing which is means which is processed inside that CNN. Means there are CNN are basically convolutional neural networks. Inside those there are four layers. In those four layers there are filter sizes, there are image width, image height. There are many factors to consider. Once we consider all these factors, the filter size, the kernel size, everything, we then train an image. Then an image is again divided into pixels. Those pixels are again then trained. After training, we test with an untrained data set. Then when we tally both, we get to know if the machine learning model has predicted it correct or not. So I have just told you on the superficial part. I have not gone into the depth because you won't understand anything if I go to what is CNN and those mathematical functions involved inside it. But just for your information, I'm saying that if means whatever you list in your resume, if you have listed that you have used logistic regression for this particular project, the recruiter or the interviewer will ask you what is logistic regression and what is the function involved inside it, because he also knows what is logistic regression. It is a classification algorithm. So all of us know that. What is special in that? Why have you used this? Was there any research you have conducted before using this? Was there, did you observe any literature gap? Literature gap basically means the research which has already been conducted on a separate algorithm and the researches which has been conducted in that particular algorithm, and what is the means gap remaining in between them, means what result was not present in both of them, which you did research and you got to know. Because of that you have implemented your project. I hope the things are getting clearer to you. Okay, so only when you identify those gaps and those things which have not been addressed in the existing research, you can build a meaningful project. Okay, and by doing all these projects and implementations, you can learn this field. You cannot learn this field only by theoretical understanding of YouTube videos, or you have means read any Geeks for Geeks article. It won't work. Only by working on projects, by learning through projects, you can achieve something meaningful in this field. I hope these things are getting clearer for you. And once you have this kind of a resume, okay, you have some work experience, you have some projects, you have some certifications, you have some publications, and your skills are very clearly mentioned in your resume, you are ready means to apply for any company internship in the sense for uh, Accenture, Microsoft, Google, any company, XYZ, any company. Before that, no company will select you. Your task as a first year or second year will mainly be to look for project internships or fellowships. Firstly, I'm sending you everything, means whatever opportunities I am finding through LinkedIn, I am sending you. I urge you to apply for the same, because this was I said you earlier that this was how my first year resume looked, this was how my second year resume looked. I think this resume fetched me an internship at ISRO. Okay, this resume fetched me an internship at ISRO. Since you can see, I had one project which was of some social importance, because it involved the real-time estimation and analysis of air quality index of Indian cities. You all might know how degraded our air quality has become, specifically of India, because of pollution, the constructions, and the ongoing activities. Uh, the air quality has just degraded, because of which the index is rising, and the monitoring of this is highly required. Uh, okay, highly required as of now. So I had that project ready with me. Apart from that, I had done certain courses of ISRO. I think ma'am was the means in charge for the same during that time. I think she now also she is the in charge. There are certain courses provided by ISRO. Only 25 to 30 students from our college are selected for that. So I had done certain courses also. Based on these things, I applied for a summer research fellowship program. I hope I had also sent that in the group, and some of you have also applied for that. I had applied for it. Based on this, based on the 10th standard mark, your 12th standard mark, and the current CGPA which you have, the projects you have done, the certifications you have, and the skills you have, with the achievements or any means extracurricular activities, they provide you fellowships. Okay, so similar to what I did, I urge all the first and second years to do the same. Just whatever fellowship or internship opportunities come in your way, apply for it blindly without thinking anything, without having any second thought. You should apply, and you must apply for it. Because I am saying, I'm not expecting all of you to get into that fellowship which you are applying. And I suggest you also to not get demoralized by just applying for one fellowship, and if you didn't get, you just stop. No, keep applying. If you apply for 100 fellowships, you will get one. Remember that, because you are starting out in this field. There are many others who have more knowledge than you as of now in this field. So if you want to get to that point, you need to apply continuously, learn continuously, and grow continuously. This is ever evolving process. This is not just you applied for once, you didn't get, you stopped. No, keep applying. There is no need to get into to get as fast as possible to any fellowship or internship opportunity, but it should come at the end of second year. If you have certain work experience at the end of second year, you have a vast edge during the placement time, which during the college placement time. Because I'll make you very clear, the college placements are very difficult. You need to have a very good CGPA if you want to sit in all the placements, because we have a centralized placement, right? All the four campuses are involved for the internship opportunities which come our way. So if you want to get into that interview process, first of all, you need to clear the resume round. And that also depends. You won't get all the opportunities if you don't have a 9 CGPA. You should have a CGPA greater than 9. I'm not having. That's why I also did suffer sometimes, because of which I lost some opportunities during our internship sessions, which was going on now. Okay. So first of all, you need to have a CGPA of 9. If you don't have, you should have your resume too good, so that you are not disqualified. Okay. If you don't have both of them, if you don't have a good CGPA and also you don't have a good resume, then there is a very high chance that you will face difficulties in the coming times. Okay, because there is also a chance that if you have a very good CGPA but you don't have a good resume, you will eventually be eliminated from one of the rounds. There are 3 to 4 rounds involved in a recruitment process. If you don't have a good resume, if you don't have those good projects and good skills, most probably you will get eliminated before the interview round. Okay, so your CGPA may be 9 or maybe not, but your resume has to be the best. If you want to get means remain in this field, if you want to contribute in this field, you have to be the best, because there is so much competition and the seats are reducing day by day because of the growing influence of artificial intelligence. You need to be at the best of your abilities if you want to go ahead. Okay. So I hope these certain things are clear to you. If yes, you can just put a thumbs up or something. If you have any doubts, you can ask now. You can ask any doubts. So do you have any doubts?
No doubts actually.
Okay. Okay. So should I proceed forward? Okay then. Okay. So basically, these are the basic things which you should keep in mind. The main objective of me saying you all these things was so that you have that motivation with you before entering or learning something. Because mostly what happens is you lose interest while you go midway. Okay, first of all, you are being taught about those things, very theoretical definitions of artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning. These are the things, these are the subset. What is artificial intelligence is the main set. Machine learning is a subset of it. Natural language processing, which is also called NLP, is another subset of artificial intelligence. Computer vision is another subset of artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence are also used in robotics, and there are many such applications. Okay, this simple thing can be finished in very simple words by, as I said you, artificial intelligence is the main set. Machine learning is a subset of it. Computer vision is also a subset of it. Natural language processing is a subset of it, and it is also used in robotics and any other applications. Okay, you don't need to know what is artificial. I think all are that much capable that you can write in English words what is artificial intelligence. Okay, intelligence is basically the quality of how you reason, learn, or act, in simple words. Okay, if that intelligence is combined with artificial, because only humans have that ability of intelligence, right? This is not found in non-living things. Intelligence is associated with human beings or living beings, to be more specific. Okay, it is not associated with any non-living things. Our computer is not associated with any quality of intelligence. We do something, we play with the neural networks present inside it to embed it with some kind of intelligence, and then together that term, okay, which helps our computer to learn or to reason or to act in a way which humans do, is basically called artificial intelligence. I hope the definition is very clear to you. Okay, it is the artificial intelligence is nothing but it is similar to how your brain is. Okay, we are humans, we have a brain, we have certain neurals inside our brain. These neurals are interconnected. These interconnection of neurons help us to reason a particular thing. For example, you all are here today, you have joined this meeting. Why have you joined this meeting? There is a purpose behind it. You want to learn, right? Okay, you want to learn. So if you found today's session helpful, your brain, the neurals involved inside your brain, will tell you that you should attend tomorrow's event or tomorrow's session also, so that you get to learn more. Okay, but if you found this not good, if you did not found this session helpful, your neurals will tell you that you didn't found this session helpful, I won't attend from tomorrow. Okay, these are the two things, either yes or no. Similarly, the computer, the neurals inside our computers, we train them in such a way that they process the information and they classify a model to be either yes or no, which is called binary classification. There is also multi-class classification, where, for example, you a form was circulated to you to ask your interest. Okay, there are 7 teams of GDG. One is AIML, one is web, one is cloud, and the rest are the design, PR, outreach. All such teams are there. Okay, these are 6 different classes. Your brain suggested you to apply for AIML. There is a particular reason behind it, right? That you wanted to pursue this. Okay, because you were eager, because you wanted to learn, or because you wanted to go forward in this field. That's why you applied for AIML field. You could have applied for web also, you could have applied for design also, but you are part of AIML because there was certain type of intuition which your brain instigated you. Your brain told you to apply for AIML, that's why you applied. Similarly, we'll build certain models which will train our computer to analyze and to find out certain patterns in the data in such a way that it helps you to classify a particular thing. Very simple, as simple as that. This is what machine learning, this is what artificial intelligence is. And the main part of artificial intelligence is machine learning. Okay, machine learning is basically training the machine in a particular way so that it helps you to predict or to classify something which means which see, if you know that in the past 3 days it has rained in your locality, most probably you will say that tomorrow also it will rain. That depends on your human intuition, because you are aware of all the events happening in and around your surrounding. You know that it is a season of monsoon. It is raining. It has rained from the past 3 days. You have seen certain weather channels, okay, any news channels, it has reported that it will rain tomorrow, so you can give me a evidence, or you can predict the outcome and tell me that tomorrow it will rain. Similarly, computer also needs certain things, right? You have all these things as data, means you know that it is a monsoon session, you know that you have watched some reports, or you have done some research, and you have come to a conclusion that tomorrow it will rain. Similarly, computer also needs certain things that we call as data. That is the basic thing which is required for whatever we do with the models. You need to train the model with certain data, and then you need to test it. The difference between the training and testing accuracy, between the testing and training, will determine how much of a good model you have built, what are the parameters involved inside that model, what are the things which you need to improve so that the accuracy of the model is further increased. Okay, this is how the thing works. I hope I have made it clear. If you have any doubts, you can just ask me now itself, so that we'll clear it now only. If you have any doubts, whatever I have said till now, if you have any doubts in that if you have any doubts of what is artificial intelligence or how machine learning is used, do you have any doubts? If it is fine, you can just react with a thumbs up message, so I can just move forward. Okay, 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 okay. Thank you, everyone. Okay, so the next thing which we'll go is, I'll show you certain. You have seen the projects which I was done by the end of 2 years, right? So I'll show you one of my projects. Okay, how I did implement the machine learning model, and before that, the primary importance, the thing which is of utmost importance, is what is the data, how I have collected that data, and how I have used that data to train the model. Okay, so before going into that, I will just uh, I'll present this thing so that you are aware of the basic steps which are used. Okay, can you see this? Can you see this? You can just turn on a mic, because I'm not able to see any means responses. I'm in another screen. Is it visible to all of you?
Yes, it is visible.
Yeah. Okay. So what is this actually? What is this? Can anyone say what is this? There is a serial number, there is a customer ID, there is name, and there is renewal status, right? There are 4 columns in this. There are 25 rows in this. What is this called? I hope all of you, means most of you, not all of you, most of you would have used Excel sometime or the other, right? You should have used Excel sometime or the other in your life. So do you know what a collection of such things is called? Anyone has any idea what is this called? You can answer. It is okay if no one is willing to answer. It is called,
Database.
yeah. It is called a data set, right? Okay. Data set is basically collection of the data which you have. It is basically a collection of data which consists of certain rows and certain columns. Okay. These are the rows, these are the columns, and these are the data point. These are the data which you have collected. Okay. So for any means if you want to let's say this is the customer ID, this is the name, and this is the renewal status, right? We want to implement a project where we want to classify the renewal status of all the customers. This is a simple thing. Okay, I have given you a task. You have uh, the name field, the customer ID field. You have the renewal status also. You have certain renewal status with you as well. There is means this one is yes, this is doubtful, this is doubtful, doubtful, no, done, doubtful, no, yes. Okay, you have 7 to 8 datas with you also. There is I have assigned you with a simple task that you have two fields, the customer ID name, and you have a target field which is the renewal status. We want to build a model which classifies if the renewal status is yes, no, or doubtful, okay, corresponding to the name. For example, this is Ajay Hiraskar. His renewal status is yes. We are unaware of Amit Kasulkar's renewal status. We are unaware of Aniruddha Joshi's renewal status. We are unaware of Anurag Pathak's renewal status. Okay, these things which you are unaware of and the ones which are blank, these are called as missing values in the data set. Okay, these are called as missing values. You have to address all these small things before training any machine learning model. Okay, your data set needs to be comprehensive before you train a model, because model is basically a set of instructions which you provide to your computer so that it behaves in a way which the human brain does. Okay, it is not means there is nothing like that there is some machine learning already present in this computer. No, you train the machine so that it behaves in the way your brain behaves. Okay, so you also need concrete data, right? Let's say there are how many people we are 21 out here. Okay, so for let's say I nominate Raj. I tell him that Subhajit is from third year, Amay is from first year, Ramsha is from second year. I give him irrelevant informations. Will he be able, then I'll ask him, you tell me to which year does Nitish belong? What will he say? He doesn't have any data. Let's say if he had this kind of data, I told him there are 21 students attending this event now. Out of those, 19 are from second year, 2 are from first year. Okay, this is the first information which he has got. Second thing is I'll name some of them. I'll tell Subhajit is from second year, Amay is from second year, Ramsha is from second year, Raj is from second year. I'll give him certain information, 4 to 5 data points I'll give him. Okay, then I'll also provide him another information that Amay and Subhajit are friends. Okay, Atharv and Karthik are friends. I'll give him certain relations then, and then I'll ask him, now you predict and tell me, because he has certain data right now. Raj has certain data. What data he has? First of all, he has that data that 19 members are from second year, 2 members are from first year. Okay, this is one data which he knows. Second thing is I have given him certain relationships. I have told him that Amay and Subhajit are friends, Atharv and Karthik are friends. I have given him certain relations. Now I am asking him, to which year does Amay belong? It is very simple for him. Since I have told him that Subhajit belongs to second year, Subhajit is Amay's friend, and there are 19 members belonging to second year, he can very easily say that Amay belongs to second year. That is a prediction provided by Raj. It may be correct, it may not be correct. Okay. Similarly, a machine learning model, when it predicts a certain thing, it may be correct, it may not be correct. We cannot be 100% sure that whatever it has predicted, it is 100% true. There always remains a certain anomaly and a certain uncertainty when a machine learning model predicts, because it is an artificial thing, right? This is actually called artificial intelligence. We cannot be 100% sure that whatever we are classifying, it is 100% correct, but we can achieve very good accuracy in our prediction, that maybe out of 100, 97 times it has predicted correctly, 3 times it has predicted wrong. So what we try to do is we try to reduce the misclassification rate. That is basically what we want to achieve when we are initially starting out in this field. We want to build models which try to constantly reduce those misclassifications. If you get 100% accuracy, that is overfit. You means there is some problem in your data set, or you have reduced the number of epochs, or you have epochs, or you have done some mistake in building a model. You have not trained your hyperparameters correctly, or there is some problem associated with your data set. Only because of that you are getting 100% accuracy. If you're if not, you won't achieve 100% accuracy, because there will be some problem, there will be some misclassification associated with a model initially if you are training a data set. Okay, I hope this is also clear to you, because this is a very uh, important interview question which is asked, that what is overfitting and what is underfitting. I hope I have asked this to many of you while you were giving your interviews as well, to the core members who have been recruited. Okay, this is one of the very important interview questions you need to know also. So okay, let's come back to this. So the main basis of saying you all these things was, you need a comprehensive data set before you train a machine learning model. Okay, so the values which are missing here, those are called missing values. Okay, and these are the fields: name, renewal status, customer ID, serial number. These are the fields. Okay, this was just for your demonstration purpose. I'll means get you through to the project which I had done, so that you get a very clear idea of that. Okay. These are the basic steps of how you prepare the data. First of all, you query the data. That means whatever is required to collect or to inspect the data, first of all, you do that. Then you clean the data by dealing with the missing values, and you remove the outliers. Then you pre-process the data. Okay. Pre-processing, I'll let you know of all these things when we'll go to this project. Okay, my project was student dropout analysis and prediction. Okay, what basically student dropout prediction is, can anyone say? Means if I say you, we are doing a project based on student dropout prediction and analysis, what does that mean? Means what are we trying to do? Can any one of you answer that? Anyone, you can feel free to answer.
Basically, analyzing the age group, gender, or like various economic status of students who are dropping out of colleges, and
Yes, yes.
what may be the reasons, so that we can conclude.
Yeah, very good, Ramsha. Yeah, that is basically what we will be trying to do when we are concerned with a project which involves student dropout. Okay, so let me first uh, make you see the data sets. Okay, as I said to you, what the collection of rows and columns and the data which you have, that is called a data set. You can see how long this data set is. Okay, you can see it has how many number of rows also. It has some 5,000 for means 4,500 rows, and it has some around more than 26 or 29 columns it has. Okay, we are only concerned with student dropout analytics. For that, do we need to know the merit status of a student? Do we need to know? Yes or no? You can answer.
Nope.
No, right? So we'll delete this, because we are not concerned about this. Okay, so we'll delete this column. First thing is what which I showed you in the presentation, querying the data. Ask yourself what are the data you need to classify that model, because all information are irrelevant, right? This is what you're seeing now in the screen. This is raw data. This is collected from some sources which are present open sourced in the internet. This may be a collection of the census data which is collected by the government, or this may be a part of any means NGOs data. This may be anything. We don't know from where this data has come from. But what we know is we need some parameters, or means some data which we will utilize to build the model. Our main target is that. Okay, so again you can see this is what this is application mode. Do we need? We don't need. We'll delete. Okay, application order, we don't need, we will delete. Whatever is not required, we will delete. Courses, Courses is also not required. We need grades, we need attendance, we need assignment submission. Okay, and we also need the financial status, we need the parents qualification, and okay, these are factors which are required to decide a particular thing. If you want to predict if it will rain or not tomorrow, you need to know what are the conditions which are present in the past 3 days, and what is being forecasted by the news agencies or Google. You need to know certain informations which are bound, you these informations are bound to know, so that you can classify a particular thing, or else you cannot say me that tomorrow it will rain or not. Similarly, we need some concrete data which can give us certain evidences on which we can build a model. We cannot build our model based on irrelevant information. If we build on that, our model is sure to degrade. It will not give us the results which we intended anytime. Okay. So this is attendance. Yeah, attendance is required. So we'll go with this. Okay. This is what previous qualification. It may or may not be required. So for the time being, we will leave it as it is. We don't require nationality because we are targeting the students of our own country. So there is no need for that also. Okay. Uh, this is mother's qualification and father's qualification. You tell me if 1, 13, 22, 23 is written, what will I understand? Can a mother's qualification be 1? Or can a mother's qualification be 22? Does that make any sense? Yes or no? Anyone?
It
I hope I'm
depends on the
audible to you all.
it depends on the scale that we are like taking the data
Yeah,
on. So
let's say,
if we don't know what the scale
yes,
is,
if we
then
don't
we don't
know,
know the
yeah, if we don't know what the scale is, does that really, is it really relevant? Because we
no,
don't know
it's
here what
not
the
making
scale
any
is.
sense. No, it's not making any
Huh?
sense.
It's not making any sense, right? There is no sense that our mother's qualification is 13. There is no sense in this. Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
maybe the one who has curated this data set, he has kept something in mind and he has means assigned certain values, but he hasn't told us, right, that this is means what this 13 or the what this one or what this 22 belongs to. Okay, because there are many fields. There is 1, 13, 22, 23. Again, if you go down, okay, there is 22, there is 2, there are so many fields. There is 4, okay, there is 11, many fields are there. Okay, so basically if we want to know a parent's classification qualification, what it can be, we can broadly divide it into 4 things. First, there may be a chance that they have received no education. There may be a chance that they have education up till their matriculation. There may be a chance that they have studied till 12th. There may be a chance that they have pursued their undergraduate studies. There may be a chance that they have gone on to masters, or they may have be doing PhD right now. Okay, these are 5 to 6 things which we can classify. There is no meaning if we classify it 1, 13, 22, 23, 11, 4, 7. That it doesn't make any sense, right? And if also these 13, 1, 22, 23 have some means values belonging to them, you shouldn't classify like this. This is not a good data practice. If you want to classify it in a numerical form, you can do it by 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, which 0 may correspond to no education, 1 may correspond to some education, 2 may correspond to education till 12th, 3 may correspond to education till undergraduate. That is a good practice, so that the one who is seeing your data, he also will be aware of what you are doing, and you also will be more, means you will get more clarity on what you are doing and what you are not, and the machine will also get good clarity, because if you will assign random numbers, it will also get confused, right? If we as humans can get confused, artificial intelligence or machine learning models are a byproduct of us only. We have made this. They are not means pre-made, or they are not gifted by God. We are imparting them certain knowledge because on which they predict or classify. So we won't train them with irrelevant informations. Okay, so we won't means consider all these things. Okay, let's say if the student is displaced, or if we can go on to its educational special needs, right? It is 0 or 1. That means if the student needs some special means money or some any scholarship for his studies or not. Very simple. It is either it is treated as 0 or 1. Okay. So this is very straightforward. We will take into account this particular column. Then there is a debtor status. It is also kind of significance, means these are come under the financial status of a student, right? If there is some debt which he needs to pay back or something, that means there is a chance that if he belongs to some very rural areas, or if their parents cannot afford to study their students, and upon that he is associated with certain debt status, that means there may be a chance that he may drop out. We cannot say 100% that he may drop out or not, but it is one of the factors which can help us decide, right? Similarly is the tuition fee. Tuition fee up to date means if you are not paying the tuition fees up to date, there may be a problem that the earnings are maybe not up to that mark, because of which the family is unable to pay the tuition fees, means up to date. Okay, so these are certain small factors which can help us decide. First of all, our main job is to identify all such factors which we will get into, means curate it into our original data set, based on which we'll do classifications. Okay, so we found out certain factors from all these data. Okay, so now I'll just, okay, see. So we means after our discussion, we got to know that marital status is not required. Okay, it is very clear, because that is not nowhere associated with if a person will drop out or not. Okay, but let's see some uh, data points within it. Okay, tell me if the marital status can be up to 4. If a person can either be unmarried or married or divorced. Okay, these are the 3 broad categories which we divide the marital status into, as far as I am aware of. You can also let me know if I am wrong. Okay, as far as I am aware of, these
You
are
can
the
also
3
divide
categories.
it. You can also divide it
Yeah.
into widower or widowed or
Yes,
something
widow or
like that.
widow. Yeah, yes. That is more broad. Okay. I'm
Yeah.
in general, I'm talking it means about 3 categories mainly which we deal with, because widow or widow is a category. It is a 4th category. Yes, obviously. Okay. We can also go with that also. Very good point. Thank you. Okay. So let's say we are present with 4 categories. Okay. If you can see here, there are certain data points 5. Okay. If you go more down, okay, I'll directly search. Okay, there is a data point 6 also here. Does it make any sense? Okay, we are classifying it, let's say for our means for our purpose of simplicity and for models purpose of simplicity, we just wanted to classify it married or unmarried. Okay, either 0 or 1 is what we are concerned with. There are many broad categories, means widower, married, unmarried. There can be many such categories, but what we are concerned is we are only concerned about 0 or 1, if he is married or not married. Only we are concerned with that. Our project is concerned with that only. In that data set, let's say there is a data point 6. Okay, what is this called? Either our value can be 0 or 1. We cannot go more than that. If we are having any unrealistic values, for example, let's say there is a point in a random data set which is concerned with speed of cars. The speed is 1000. Is it possible? Is 1000, 2000 to 2500 speeds kilometer per hour, are those kind of speeds possible in a normal scenario? Are these possible? Yes or no? Any responses? Okay, I hope all of you can hear me, right?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, okay. So are these kind of means datas possible enough anytime? Means you are saying that the speed of a car can be 1000 kilometer per hour, 3000 kilometer per hour, 10,000 kilometer per hour. Are all these things possible?
No.
No, right? These kind of data points are called as outliers. Okay. These are outliers, which are unrealistic values or the values which have entered into the data set because of some kind of uh, problems with the one who has entered these datas. Because see, the ones who are means creating the data set, or the ones who are curating the data sets, what they do is they have a very hefty task. They deal with thousand and thousands of datas. Okay, so there is a chance that some kind of discrepancies may have crept into while they were entering the data. Or you can also say that when the people who are means collecting the data of our census, let's say they are going to a rural household, they have given them a form, they have asked them to fill the data. Okay, so because they are in the rural areas, they don't have that much of education. It is possible that they have filled some data, some irrelevant data, without knowing. Okay, that is not their fault also. uh, they have filled some data which means which is actually not correct. The one who has given them to fill the data, he hasn't checked. Okay, and then he has tallied it into the final report. So what we will get some data points which are irrelevant, which don't have any meanings, and which are unrealistic. These data points are called outliers. Okay, which you should remove before classifying, before curating the last final data set, which you will train your model, which you will use to train your model. Okay, so this is one thing which you should consider. That first point is you need to, what is the first point which we have discussed till now? Anyone can tell me? Whatever I have said till now, what is the first point which you should consider while you are curating your data set? First, you downloaded the raw data. What is the second step which you should do, which we are discussing till now?
Remove
Consider
unnecessary
what
data sets.
Sorry, I couldn't hear. Yeah, you can just repeat it again.
Removing the data sets which we don't require or which are irrelevant.
Yes. We won't remove the data sets. To correct you, I'll say you should remove the rows and columns which you don't require. Okay, because I'm just trying to means give you clarity as much as possible, because these small words also make a big technical difference. Okay, data set is a collection of rows and columns. Rows and columns are means particular fields which you can remove. Okay, you never remove a data set, you remove a particular field. Okay, you remove a particular row or a particular column. And yeah, your answer was absolutely fine, but I want you to be very technically sound in all these things so that you never face any difficulty in future. Okay, these small things will help you some or the other time when we go into more details again. Okay, so first thing is we will remove those data points which are not required by us. Second thing is we will look for any outliers which are present in the dataset, such as the 6, 5, whatever such kind of datasets. If you are concerned with 0 or 1, there is no point of keeping one dataset of 5 or 6 or something like that. Okay. The third thing is what you should do. You should look for the missing values also, which I had, which in this PPT it's there. I had shown you that. Where is it? I'm not getting. This one. Okay. Similar to this kind, if you find any missing values inside your data set, it's again your duty to clean those things. Okay. So first thing is you will remove all the data points which is not required. Second thing is you will remove those means not remove. Remove is actually a wrong word which I'm using. Removing is not means the complete thing which you should do. The more specific word or the more good word for this will be to pre-process. Okay, that is called data pre-processing, data cleaning. These things are called data cleaning and data pre-processing. If you have a data set where there are 1 lakh entries, you can just go on removing certain rows. Okay, you can just go on removing certain rows. That won't be of any larger effect, because you had 1 lakh rows, you removed just 2 rows, so you still have 9,998 rows. So it won't be much of a big difference. But in case you have very less data, if you have 900 800 data points, if you are removing 50 data points, that may be a major setback to the model, because 850 to 800 and 2 to 1 lakh, it's a very big and small ratio. I hope you are getting what I'm trying to say. Okay, it's a very big difference. You If there are many means much of data abundantly available to you, you can just remove this. But if you have less data, if you have some around medium to less range of data, you have to employ certain techniques, certain data pre-processing techniques, to fill in these missing values, or the values which you have found as outliers, or the values which are irrelevant or are not required. Sometimes some string values also come into some numerical value types. Okay, so you need to address all these values first. That is means collection of this process is called data cleaning. Okay, this process is called data cleaning. Once the data is cleaned, our next step is to pre-process it. What is done in pre-processing, we'll see. Let's say we have got okay, this is the outlier which we have got, right? Its value is 5. Now we have 3 to 4 ways of pre-processing it to either classify it into merit or unmerit categories. Okay, our main aim is to classify them. Okay, our main aim is to get as many data as possible. Our main aim is to means address all the values which are either classified as outliers or are irrelevant to our data set, or are something which is causing a problem to our data set. So what we'll do is, one thing which we can do is, we can take the mean of this whole column. Okay, you can take the mean of this whole column. You can replace those values which are outliers, or which are any means NaN means missing values or anything. You can replace it with the mean of this column. Or the second thing is, you can replace it with the median of this column. Or the third thing is, you can replace it with the mode of this column. I hope you know the difference between mean, median, and mode. Mean is basically the arithmetic average of the all the data points which are present in this particular column. Okay, similarly, mode is the number of frequent, means the number of frequent items which is present. For example, we have in this whole data set of 5,000, we have 3,000 data points of 1 and 2,000 data points of 0. So which is more frequent? 1 is more frequent. So you can replace these outliers with the mode of this particular column. Or the fourth thing is, you can also interpolate. Interpolation meaning is, you will see this is a data point 5, which data point is present above it and which data point is present below it. Okay, based on that, you can fill this particular value. This is called interpolation. This is a advanced technique. This cannot be specifically applied to this particular column. I'm just listing you all the methods which can be used to fill in these missing values or to pre-process the data. Fine, I hope it is clear to you. If you have any doubts, you can ask me now only. Do you have any doubts?
Where do you fetch these all raw datas?
You can fetch these all datas by either using Kaggle. In Kaggle, you have all the open source data available, because in Kaggle, a big part, there are many competitions which are going on. Okay, so what these competitions mean is, they means the main basis of these competitions are, they ask the contestants to curate a data set as realistic as possible and as meaningful as possible, by keeping in view the real world scenarios. Okay, secondly, many of the works associated, such as, see, if you means, there are many Google forms which you receive in our college times also, right? Some are asking for filling up for the internship, this, that. Your data is being collected indirectly. Your data is being collected. There is no guarantee where this data goes, or if it is sold, what, we don't have any idea about that. But there is a chance that the data which you fill That may also be sometime you can find it in Kaggle itself. Your CGPA, your qualifications, whatever you are filling in in whatever form, there is also a chance that this can also, you can get this accidentally in Kaggle if you search anytime. Okay, so these raw datas are uploaded by certain persons in certain websites. These all are open source data, open-ended data. Okay, not only this, there are many government websites also. For example, if you want to get data of air quality index of certain cities of India, so the CPCB, the Central Pollution Control Board, okay, it is the official website where you can collect the air quality index data of the Indian cities which you want, Okay, so there are many government agencies, there are many open source agencies which are particularly, they intend just to provide data. Data is a means, it's a very big thing actually. If you don't have data, you can't do anything. No machine learning, no artificial learning, nothing is possible without the help of data. So this data giving and producing process is also a very vital and very big process than we can think originally. Okay, so you can get all these data if you visit Kaggle. That is the main source from where you get. Or if you want any project specific data, you can just go on to that specific topic to any government websites or any open-ended any websites. You can collect easily. These are available openly. I hope your doubt is clear, Raj.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So anyone of you have any doubts? Yeah, feel free to ask. Means you all are starting, right? Since you all are starting, I'm making it as simplified as possible. Okay, I'm not going into any technical depth. I'm just explaining you in a very simple manner. If you have any problems or any doubts, please, you can speak. There is no issues because we are here in this group for this process of learning only. Okay, you have been elected the members of JDG because of this only. So you have every opportunity. You ask whatever doubts you have. You feel free to ask. Okay. If you don't have any doubts, you can just react with a thumbs up message. I'll go forward. Already it has exceeded 1 hour. I'm sorry for that, but I hope you can just give me 10-15 minutes more of a time. If you don't have any issues, you can just comment or you can just means put up a thumbs up symbol. Okay, then. Okay, you don't have any issues, right? So I'll take more 15 minutes. I'll complete it within more 15 minutes. Since this is a means introductory session, so I'm taking a bit more time so that it's very clear to you, because this is the fundamental base upon which the rest other things will go forward. Okay, this is a very fundamental thing. On this only, whatever you will do forward, I'll assign you projects, you'll do something. This will be the main basis of all the things coming forward. So I'll switch here again. So I hope you are clear with the certain steps. First of all, what you need to do is you have to remove the data points, remove the irrelevant columns, to be more specifically. That process you need to remove. Okay, remove is the correct word there. You need to remove certain columns. Second thing is you have to see the rows or the columns wherever you find any missing values or any values which are irrelevant to our data set, or which just debates our machine learning model to learn properly, or any such things. You should address those values by either filling it with the mean, median, mode, or through interpolation. Okay, this mean, median, and mode, how you will do? There is a concept of data skewness. Okay, depending on the skewness of data, you either classify it, means you either try to fill it by using mean or by median or by mode. Those will be more technical, so that we'll discuss later. There is no issue. Just for your idea, first thing, these are the three basic steps which you should address before getting into building the machine learning model. Okay, so once all these three things are done, okay, what you will get is you will get a complete data set. I'll show you. Okay, so see, there is another thing in that also. This data which we have collected, which I have shown you now, this is one data set. Okay, there is we cannot say it with full guarantee that this data set has all the points means has all the parameters which are concerned for our machine learning model, means which we had targeted. For example, let's say we had targeted that we need attendance, we need assignment submission data, we need the qualification of parents data, we need the data of the financial status of the family, and we need to know about their gender, their age. We have targeted 7 attributes. Okay, in this data set, let's say we only got 4 of them, we still haven't got 3 of them. What we do in such a case is, this is one data set, we have collected 4 parameters from here. Okay, again there is a data set, there is this specified data set 2. In this data set there are certain more things which are relevant to us. For example, see how this is curated. This is parental level of education which I was talking about. Does it make any sense? 13, 23, 22, 1, 5, 6. We can't get any information. But if you see this data set, it's very clearly visible, right? Parental level of education, bachelor's degree, college, master's degree, associate's degree. It's very clearly written here. Okay. Similarly, score of certain subjects. Okay. Let's say the score in maths is 72, the reading score is 72, writing score is 74. Let's say you have data of 5 to 6 subjects, math, science, physics, chemistry. You have the data of 5 subjects. What you can do is you can take average of all the subjects. For example, there are 5 subjects, so total is 500 marks. You can tally in the numerator all the marks which a candidate has scored. You can divide it by 5 and you can get one score. Okay, if you want to get into percentage, you can divide it by 100 again, so you will get the percentage of score which a candidate has scored. That will give you the grade column. Grade is one of the important factors which is required in student dropout analysis, because if a student is not studying well enough, if he has not good interest in studies, if he doesn't submit his or her assignments on time, he has low attendance, his financial status is a bit low, most probably he will drop out. Okay, so grades is one of the important factors. I think this is just for demonstration purpose. If you have 5 to 6 data points, means data point columns of subjects, you can easily get a new column which will consist of the average score. You will just average all these things and you can fill this whole column, so that you will get a particular parameter known as grade, and on that you can train your model. It will be one of the training parameters of your ML model. Okay, so similarly we have got gender here also. Okay, male or female, because we means while our analyzing, while our data visualization process, we can use this parameter to get to know that if the male percentage of dropout was greater or the female percentage of dropout of the students was greater. Okay, that is one of the few things. Basically on these kinds of data only certain government policies are also framed. Okay, so the girl empowerment or any rural empowerment schemes, whatever is done, these are done on these kind of visualizations and these kind of data as well. Okay, so these some attributes are of very much importance. So what we did is, there is a catch here. We have got 4 attributes from a different data set and 3 attributes from a different data set. Okay, but we need these 7 things. We have around how many rows here? We have around 1000 rows here. There we had 4500 rows. There we didn't had certain columns. Here we have certain columns. Okay, how will you manage such a kind of situation where you have got all the data, but those belong to different data sets? So this means, in a way, it means that let's say I have visited Akshad's school and I have visited Dhani's school. Okay, I have collected data from Akshad schools and I have collected the data from Dhani school, and I am trying to combine both. Does that make any sense? This doesn't make any sense, right? The number of students, their grades, and their parental education will be different to what Akshad school's data is. Obviously, both the things won't be same. So how do we correlate in such a situation? Okay, this is called data merging. Okay, this is the next process after you have pre-processed both the data sets, the next thing which you do is you will merge the data. Okay. After merging the data, again we have to pre-process. Why? I'll tell you. Okay. So let's say we have taken this column of gender from here. We have taken this column of grades, which we have got after averaging all the three columns. We have taken the parental education column also. So we took and we merged these three columns with those four columns of that data set. What we got is we got another data set, which I'll show you. Okay. We got these columns now: gender, age, attendance, assignment submission, overall marks, parental education, race, ethnicity, financial status, and this target. Okay. We got these columns. We got 5 columns. These means those were uh, the financial status. Financial status we got from 3 factors. The debt, which you had seen in the first data set, that was the debtor status. Second one was the tuition fees, if he has paid up to date or not. We have averaged those 3 columns and we have got this financial status to be either 0.6, 0.9, or 0.3. 0.9 basically means he is a rich one. 0.6 basically means he belongs to middle class. 0.3 basically means he belongs to a poor family. Okay. These are the 3 broad categories which we classified into. Okay. Similarly, we have got age from the first data set itself. But we got the gender from the second data set. Okay. So how do we correlate all these things to get to this point? Because we have got data from different sources, we don't have any conclusive evidence about their collinearity or if they relate or not. In such a case, what we do? Here comes the important part of research. Now your point is to get into these means one factors: gender, age, attendance, assignment, submission, overall marks, parental education level, financial status, and target. You have these 7 things. You have got a data set. This is actually means this is the last data set, means pre-processed, cleaned, everything. Okay. This won't look like when you merge that data set. I think I have deleted it, that's why I don't have that. But this is the last data set which you will train the machine learning model with. Okay. While merging, this is not the dataset. The dataset is not as proper as it looks right now. Okay. So when you have merged the dataset, you have different sources of data from different agencies or something like that. What you do is you research. After research, what you find is you find those factors which are of more importance than the other factors. Okay. So let's say if we are considering gender, assignment submission, and overall marks, what do you think? Gender is as important as assignment submission and overall marks for a student dropout? Okay. Can you give me any response? Let's say there are 2 students, Atharv and Dhani. Okay. One is male, one is female. I got to know that. I got to know about their details of attendance and their details of assignment submission and their gender details. What are the 2 important things? Can you tell me? Is gender as important as the attendance submission and the assignment submission factors? Any responses?
Gender isn't irrelevant in this case.
Yes, gender is a bit less importance, right? For a data set, it is relevant. This data point, this data attribute is not irrelevant in our whole data set. But when we are considering these 3 factors, it is the more 2 dominant factors are the assignment submission and the attendance submission factors. Gender is not as important as the other 2 factors. So what you do is you means when you get to know all these factors, that means which is the main, which are the main factors and which are the less dominant factors, you then pre-process, you then normalize the data. Okay. First, what you did, you clean the data. After you clean the data, you pre-process the data. After you pre-process the data, you then again merge the data. Once you merge the data, again the next thing which you should do is you should normalize the data. Okay. This is gender, right? Let's say we had this kind of a thing. Okay. We had this kind of a thing: male, female, like that we had when you merged. Okay. When you merged this with the first data set, with the 4 columns of the first data set, you had these kind of things, only male, female, male, female, male, female. And then you had this also, bachelor's degree, master's degree, you had in words, right? You all know our computers basically work on the principle of, basically our computers work the fastest when they are fed with binary data. I hope you all have an idea of this, because when you go for any DSA optimization problems also, okay, bit manipulation or any such things, bit manipulation is one of the most important things when you are concerned with DSA, okay, because that optimizes the performance of your solution, which means if it optimizes the performance and the time complexity is reduced, because of which you get good results. Similarly, when we are training our model also, we will try to pre-process that data into 0 and 1. So that means not 0 and 1 specifically. If you are targeting binary classification and your data sets are also concerned with binary things, you should just tabulate them into 0 and 1 means groups respectively, so that it becomes easier for the model to get into the intricate patterns of it and to process it faster. Because a major uh, thing of our whole machine learning area is the time complexity also, how faster it performs and how good it is giving the accurate results. These are the two things mainly concerned when we are building a ML model. So what we did is the gender column, which you can see here, female, female, male, male, female. In the last data set, we have that it in the form of 0 and 1. Okay, let's say 0 for female and 1 for male. Okay, so now the model knows one intricate pattern, that whenever it doesn't know that we have assigned 0 for female or 1 for male, we know that. Machine doesn't know that. Machine only knows that when the gender is 0, age is 18, attendance is 0.75, assignment submission is 0.25, overall marks is 73, parental education is 0.25, ethnicity is 0.5, and financial status is 0.6. He is a graduate. Machine only knows this. Okay. When it will traverse through this whole data of around 800 to 1000 data, whatever we have, it will get into this pattern, that the gender is 0, age is 17, or the gender is 1, age is 18, that assignment submission is 0.25, the parental education is 0.25. It will get into this flow of data and this pattern of data. It doesn't know if 0 is for female or 1 is for female. That we know. Once we have trained our model and it has classified it perfectly with graduate and dropout labels, you can see this is means this whole data point is classified as graduate, this data point is classified as dropout. Our model will get into the intricacies of this whole data and this target output. Based on that, it will iteratively train and test. We will means, for example, first of all, you train the data, your testing accuracy you got to be about 72%. You will again adjust certain parameters, okay, or you will increase the number of epochs, or you will do something so that the accuracy improves over a period of time. Similarly, you will go on doing this, you will at last get one particular metrics, after which you can be satisfied and contented that yes, our model is now giving accurate results. We can use this for any further purposes. So after merging, the thing which you did is you normalize the data. Data normalization basically means converting it into a form in which the machine can easily recognize and pre-process and process further. Pre-processing is already done and process further. Okay, so the gender is 0. Age is a continuous variable. See, there are different types of data also. Binary data, continuous data. You would have known all these basic things. These were part of our curriculum, school curriculum and college curriculum as well. So gender is a binary data. You can be male, female, broadly. If we go into depth, there can be many types which exist in the world. But what for our purpose, we are just taking 0 and 1. Age is a continuous variable, so we will take it as it comes, 18, 17, 11, 13. Since we are mainly classifying with school dropout students, the maximum age will be 18, 19, or at max 20. So no more than that actually pursue +2, up till +2. Right. So then attendance is again binary. means we will keep a threshold that if that person has attended 75% of the classes, that means his attendance is good. If he hasn't attended 75% of classes, his attendance is bad. So we will then again classify it as 0.75 or 0.25. Okay. Assignment submission again. If he has submitted all the assignments, means if you have submitted majority of the assignments, out of 10, if you have submitted 7 assignments, we can give him a level of 0.75. That yes, he's good to go. Or if he hasn't submitted, we'll assign him a level of 0.25. Marks are again continuous, means they can vary. Some can score 73, some can score 76. Okay. Parental education level, again, we saw there, we had bachelor's degree, we had college degree, we had matriculation. Again, it can be classified into very broad categories, 0.25, okay, and 0.25. We can tabulate it if the parents have the education level up to bachelor's, then we can classify them. Means if they have studied till master's or bachelor's or associate degree, we can classify them, they are well educated. If they have education up till 10th standard or lesser than that, we can classify that they are not as much educated as the others are. We can again broadly divide into minus 0.25 and 0.25 categories to them. Similarly, the financial status, which basically we are dividing into 3 types. One is the poor category, one is the middle class category, and one is the rich categories. So after normalizing all the things, now our data set is ready, and upon your research, you have found out that the most important factors out of all these factors are: one is financial status, second is overall marks, and the third thing, the financial status, the parents education level, and the overall marks. After your research, let's say you found out these 3 factors to be of utmost importance. So now let's assume we did not have this particular column. Okay, you did not have any target column. For a model to classify it either to be as a dropout or graduate, you need to have a target variable also as well, right? If I'm saying that you are a first year student or second year student, I should know some of your data. Okay, I should know some of your data. If I have 20 members data, then only I can predict the 21st to be either of second year or first year. If I don't have the 20 members data, if you belong to first year or second year, how will I predict the 21st number data point? I won't be able to predict, right? So now how do you classify out of these? Because we have collected it from 2 different sources of data, and we have pre-processed, normalized, cleaned, and we have done everything. How we classify one candidate to be either graduate or dropout? Anyone has any idea? How can we do this? If you have any idea, you can just
We can
express.
label them like 0 and 1 only again.
Yeah, we can label them. We can do that, but how? How do we label? Because when a machine learning model is trained, it is trained with certain data sets, right? A machine learning model is first trained and then tested, right? So how do we give those? Let's say we give 70% of the data to a model to get trained, and we expect rest 30% of the data to get results from the model if it has trained correctly or not. Okay, for that we need a column, right? We need a column where we either classify this is data of one candidate, this whole thing is the data of one candidate, this whole thing is the data of another candidate. Likewise, we have 800 candidates data, right? So how do we classify this particular student to be either dropout or to be either a graduate? How do we do that? If we are classifying it as 0 or 1, but how do we classify that he is a graduate or he is a dropout? Anyone has any idea? How can we do that? You can express anything. Any random thing. It means we are not concerned if you are saying right or wrong. We just want to know how you catch the things. Because until and unless you catch up the things, you build your logic, you will find it difficult when you will try to correlate. Any idea? Means, see, what I told you, you have done certain kind of research, right? You right now you know the dominant factors and the lesser dominant factors. You have a clear idea about that. Secondly, what you have is you have the data points, you have the normalized data points, 0 and 1 factors of all the 7 data attributes which are concerned for your data set. Now, what you will do to classify that particular candidate either as to be a graduate or dropout?
It actually depends on other parameters as well. Like if the
Yeah.
guys or the girls' parents are educated, then it's
Yes.
less
Yes.
likely that he is a dropout. He might be a
Yeah.
graduated person. So
Yes.
with
Yes. Yeah.
prior knowledge which we have, we can say if he's a graduate or if he's a dropout.
Yeah. Good answer. But let's say this is the data set. There is a situation. The parents' education level is good. Okay, the parents' education level is good. They have pursued some. I think up to bachelor's they have pursued. Okay, their student means let's say a very practical example, which means sometimes it happens in real world scenarios also. Father is a maybe a doctor, mother is maybe a lawyer. Both are well educated. Okay, they are rich also, they don't have any hindrances of money. Okay, but their child, okay, oh, in Hindi there is a proverb, no, amir baap ka nadan beta. There is a proverb, if you have heard. Okay, their child doesn't attend classes, he doesn't submit assignments, he doesn't have any interest in studies, he wants to drop out, he dropped out. That may also be a case, right? So depending only on the parents education level, we won't be able to say that if he's a graduate or dropout. But in another case, it may also happen that the parents education level are also good, they are also rich, their child is also good in studies. Why will he drop out? He will graduate eventually. So how do we get to that point when we classify one to be a graduate or a dropout? See, I'll tell you what happens. Right now, that 1, 2, and 3. These three are the more dominant factors than the rest other factors, than age, attendance, gender, assignment. These four are lesser dominant. These three are more dominant. What we do is now we assign weightages to the same. Let's say out of these three dominant factors, we got to know that overall marks was the most dominant factor. Okay, we have out of 100, we can assign it to be a 30% weightage. Okay, next dominant factor which we got was financial status. Let's say out of 100, we assigned it to be 25% of weightage. The next dominant factor which is concerned to us is the parents education level. Okay, let's say we assigned it to have a 15% weightage. So 30, 25, 15, we have covered already 70%. Now we have 30% left with us. We will assign 6% to this, 6% to this, 6% to this, 6% to this, and 6% to this. Okay, so how your last data will look like, you can because because all of these are numerical values, right? All of these are numerical values. You don't have any strings here, you don't have any words, do not have any sentences. Everything is a numerical value. So let's say we have assigned 6% to this. Okay, so 0.06 into 0, okay, plus 0.06 into 18, 0.06 into 0.75, 0.06 into 0.25. Overall marks we have assigned 30%. Okay, so oh, 30 by 100 into 73. Parental education level, what we have assigned? We have assigned it to be 15%. So 15 by 100 into 0.25. Race and ethnicity, again we have assigned 6%. So 6 by 100 into 0.5. Financial status, we have assigned it to be 25%. So 25 by 100 into 0.6. You will get a numerical value or not. Let's say you got certain numerical value to be because these are mainly in 0 points, so you will get a 0 point value only. Let's assume you have got a value such as 0.76. Okay, again you will do the same for this also. You will get a particular value here, let's say 0.65. Again you will get some particular value for this also, let's say 0.62. Okay, so you will get a set of such values, right? You'll not do this manually for sure. You will write a Python code for this, so that you get to know about all this. Since you have the weightages with you, you know the dominant factors, you know the lesser dominant factors, you can assign the specific weightages to everything, and you can uh, means multiply those things with multiply and add and get a particular value. Okay, after you get set of all the values, you will get some threshold. Okay, there will be a threshold which our in our country, or means basically wherever we go, 40% of 100 out of 100, we consider 40% to be either pass or fail. Mostly, means in grading system 33% is also considered, everything is considered, but normally 40% of this is considered, right? If you have scored 40 out of 100 in a particular thing, that means you are passed, you have passed a particular test. So similarly, what you can do is, when you will get all such data points here, okay, you will get all the data points here, you will search for the highest data point which you have got, okay. Let's say that is 0.76, okay. You will take the 40% of it to be the threshold for classifying if a student is a dropout or a graduate, okay. This is based on research, right? You have researched this thing, that in India or in other parts of the world, if a student is deemed pass or if he is deemed fail, that means he has scored at least 40% of that particular thing. And not just as a student, whatever task you do, if you have completed 40% of the task, that means you are deemed pass. If you haven't, you are deemed fail. So you have researched this thing, you have just not thought it randomly and you have employed it here. You have thought of this process, and now as you are thought of this, you are employing here. So you will take the 40% of the highest value which you have got here, that you will consider is as a threshold. Let's say the threshold was around 0.35 maybe, okay. So the values which you have got in this column, which are below 0.35, like Amay said, we will classify it as 0 or 1 or graduate or dropout. The values below 0.35 will be considered as dropout. The values above 0.35 will be considered as graduate. Now no one, means now you have all the justifications regarding why you took all these factors, how you classified a candidate to be either as a graduate or dropout. You merged two different data sets, you also normalized that process also. You have everything in your hands right now, okay. Do you understand? Did you all understand what I am trying to say? Yeah, you can open your mic and say if you want anything, you can say. Okay, so I hope it is clear. Okay, so once you are done with this, oh, where is the data set? Okay, once you are done with this, we will eventually get the graduate and dropout column. You can again classify it as to be 0 and 1 for the purpose of simplicity of the model, okay. Once everything is done, you are done with the data cleaning, data mining, data, every process you are done, you will get this target column, and now this data set will be fed into the machine learning model, where the 70% of this data will be trained and 30% of the data, which we already know, we already have the idea of all the 1,000 data points to be either graduate or dropout, right? We know. We want to test the model how accurately it detects or predicts. That is the thing concerned with us, and that is what makes a machine learning model accurate or not. Since we have all these values with us, now we will give it to the model, and whatever model we have built by keeping the number of epochs or the learning rate or certain hyperparameters which are associated with building a model, we will feed this into we will feed this data to that model, and then we will get the classification metrics, okay. Either those classification metrics will be evidence of how well our model has performed or how well it has not, because the machine will also be fed with these datas, if it is dropout or if he is graduate. After it has evaluated the testing data set, first of all, the testing and training data set, there is a function in Python where you can train tests. There is a function called train test split, okay. And there is also a parameter where you can give the test size to be 0.3 or 0.2. 0.2 basically means 20%, 0.3 basically means 30%. You have given 30% of the data to be tested and 80% of the data to be trained. So once the training and testing is done, at last you can also imbibe that a function in Python which is already present, which is called classification metrics. You can call that function, and whatever the machine has classified, it will give you a tabular a tabular column in which the accuracy, recall, F1, and the metrics which are associated for evaluating the model, everything will be present there. Based on that, you can get to know how accurately your model has performed or not. Or if you need to again change, you can go there, you can reduce the learning rate or increase the learning rate. You can decrease the number of approaches. You can increase the training rounds. You can implement, if the model has overfitted, you can implement certain factors such as uh, certain things such as early stopping, and these are things which are actually considered with deep learning. So I'll go into depth once we start all these things. So for a basic session, I wanted all of you to know how you trade with the data, what are the things you should know before you jump into this field. Because without any knowledge, if I just go on just means teaching you some 2-3 definitions, this is artificial intelligence, this is machine learning, none of thing will work, and it will be a waste of time. So my plan was to do this before starting any other thing. So I hope all the things which I have said today are clear to you. If you can react or you can respond with the mic, anything which you want. Any doubts, you can ask me now. Whatever we have covered, we will stop up to this today. If you have any doubts, you can ask me now, because I think I have taken 1 hour 30 minutes today, and 30 minutes extra I have taken 30-40 minutes. But because it was an introductory session, I wanted to take a bit longer time. From tomorrow, I think we will be sticking to just 1 hour. So yeah, if you have any problems or if you found my teaching to be difficult or any feedback for me, you can tell me. I'll send you the feedback form in the group. You can just fill it out so that I'll have good idea about that, and it is also needed for our purposes as well, for our evaluation purposes. So yeah, I'll send you that feedback form, and any doubts which you have are in this today's session. We primarily covered first thing, which the main thing is the resume thing, which I have said you. Keep a rough resume ready with you. You may be asked anytime, anywhere, anyone can ask you, and that is the only source of information about you, of how good you are or what skills you have. That is the only point of information about you. So keep it ready with you. Don't worry about if it is looking good or bad. It is not something which means which should be beautiful or something like that. That is an official thing, and it should be always with you whenever someone asks you. List down the projects, your if you have any practical experience, that if you have done any certifications, if you have any achievements, list them down, keep it with you. Whatever uh, means the links which I send you for internships or fellowships, apply. Don't think that it will be of useful or not, you will get selected or not. You won't get selected, that is for sure. How can you be so sure that you will just apply for one and you will get selected? Even I was not selected. I applied for around 30-40 things. After that, I got one fellowship at ISER Pune and one internship at ISRO. So if you don't will to struggle, you won't find the opportunity, and the opportunity won't find you as well. So if you are equally dedicated, opportunity will find you itself and it will come to you. The only thing which you need to do is you should be diligent, you should be sincere to your work, and you should be willing to work hard. That are the basic things which are required. If you are up to mark in all these three aspects, uh, your future will be secured. I can tell you that. Okay, there are enough opportunities available. Only thing is how patiently you find those, how how you react to those situations, or means how motivated or demoralized you get. You shouldn't get demoralized at any point, because whatever thing which demoralizes you, take it as a learning rather than a demoralizing aspect. Because you will get failures. If you are not getting failures, then you are in a wrong track. If you are not getting failures, if you are easily means going through a particular thing, that means there is a bigger trouble which is awaiting you in future, because you are not aware of the things which are pulling you back. You are not aware of those things that may cause a problem in future. So be open to all the failures, be open to all the setbacks. Only then you can go forward. This is the only thing which you can expect, because I have gone through this phase. Okay, I have gone through this phase which you may have started or not. So I suggest you all from the first years, those who are first years here, apply for it. Don't think that if it is for you or not, you just apply randomly. There is no loss in applying, right? You know that you won't get selected, but If you get selected, it's a bonus for you. So you have nothing to lose. You have nothing to lose. Everything you have for gain. So I suggest you all to just work hard, and whatever sessions I am teaching, if you find this helpful, you can join every time. Means I am open. You can just text me also in WhatsApp. I will be very happy to help you out. The only thing I want from you all is to work hard. I'll assign you the projects after all the sessions have ended, and I'll give you ample amount of time to complete it. No need to hurry and do this. You can take time. Only thing, if you learn once, you can reciprocate it throughout your life. If you don't learn properly at once, if there is a wastage of time by means focusing on things which are not required, that will just means result in a loss of time and a loss of energy as well. So okay, so with that, I think we can end today's session. If you have any doubts, you can stay back, you can ask me, or else you can leave the meeting. Yes, Raj, do you have any doubt? Yeah, Ramsha, any doubts?
No, no.
Okay, okay. Nandan?
No, sir.
Okay, okay then. Okay, fine. Fine, okay. Thank you all.